All right, it's 2 o'clock. Let's get started. Welcome, everyone. This is 25 prompts in 25 minutes, AI prompts for school nutrition. I'm Melissa Manning, consultant dietitian for about a quarter century. And a fun fact about me is that my dad is a retired quantum physicist. And here's Emma.
I'm Emma. I'm a dietetic intern at Viterbo University, and I will actually be graduating next week. Woohoo! Hopefully, in about 3 to 6 months, I'll be entering the job market, so that's exciting. I also included my email here in case anyone wants to connect later on. Fun fact about me, I have my undergrad degree in economics with a minor in poli-sci. So for today's webinar, we're super excited to share these 25 fast-paced prompts and a downloadable resource that I am going to put in the chat right now.
Thanks, Emma. So you'll see these three concepts in our prompts reflected throughout. First of all, crafting powerful prompts involves being specific, such as providing 10 recipe ideas and adding context. Thank you and shout out to Claudia at Fullerton School District. She came up with act like you're the health department. I loved that one. Act like you're a marketing expert, a school nutrition director. Claudia has a ton of great ideas. And then finally, be clear. Include marketing descriptions, ingredients lists, even you can ask for critical control points. How cool is that? So for our first prompt, what we are going to cover is a compliant 5-day lunch menu for a specified grade group. In this case, I believe it was elementary, but let's take a look.
In this prompt, I'm putting together a 5-day high school lunch menu. I want one meat-based entree, one vegetarian, and one veggie side dish. And very important, I am stating clearly that it has to format it like a calendar, because if I don't, it messes up. Here you can see we have a solid mix of the meat-based and the vegetarian options with complementary flavors going. Some great ideas to start with. So really the best part here is there's a tidy little copy and paste in the upper right corner, which I can then take to my spreadsheet and I'll text wrap. And basically it's meal planning on easy mode.
That was such a great breakdown of how AI can help us with creating a USDA compliant menu. It's always interesting to see how many moving parts there are kind of behind the scenes and everything that has to come together to meet the guidelines and still make meals that kids actually want to eat. Building on that, let's zoom in on one area that we're all hearing about more and more, which is vegetarian options. This prompt asks ChatGPT to suggest 3 reimbursable vegetarian lunches for grades K through 8 that meet USDA meal pattern requirements. Here is my output, which includes meal pattern contributions for each ingredient. To make it more tailored, you can modify the prompt by specifying grade level, asking Chat to include a variety of colors and flavors, or including regional and culturally relevant dishes, like asking for options inspired by Southern California cuisine. This helps create meals that are both compliant and appealing to your students.
Wow. Yeah. And vegetarian and vegan meals are so essential right now these days with what our student requests are. So thanks, Emma. This next prompt is on menu planning and recipe development, allergen awareness. Allergens are also on our top priority lists as our percentages are skyrocketing with our students. So this is a clever way of using a few prompts to save time and come up with new ideas.
In this prompt, we're making a 2-week allergen-free lunch menu that's National School Lunch Program compliant and kid-friendly. Now, to avoid confusion, I spelled out exactly how much and what types of grains we're allowed to serve. They're allergen-free and they're grains, because it's not just humans that confuse potatoes with grains. All right, so what do we have? Oh, of course, it flipped the rows and columns again. So I will use my trusty prompt right here to fix the layout. Let's see what it does. All right, looking much better. And let's add some notes here that talk about some hidden allergens. This prompt asks it to identify common ingredients that might need modification and give me all those heads up for where things like soy and wheat and teriyaki sauce can sneak in. So it's going to make me that list and give me that heads up. And these are awesome. This is great for training as well. If you're going through your menus with your employees and trying to explain like where would things sneak in, this is an awesome reference. And again, I always have to disclaimer that you always want to double check this information. We never really want to use ChatGPT for medical purposes. We can use it as ideas, but everything must be double checked.
Those are some really great ideas to tackle allergen-free menu planning. I think it's like so cool to see how many capabilities that these chatbots have. I feel like I'm learning about new ones every single day. So that's a really exciting starting point. So now let's shift into talking about another common challenge, which is what to do with leftovers or excess ingredients. This series of prompts helps tackle the challenge of reducing food waste by turning surplus ingredients into creative, appealing recipes. Let's start with the first prompt. I'm asking ChatGPT to generate 5 USDA-compliant lunch recipe ideas using excess diced chicken for middle school students in Central California. Now that I've received a list of ideas, I'll choose one, like the chicken street tacos, and move on to prompt 2. Here, I'm requesting a standardized recipe. This includes all the details I need for consistent production: prep and cook times, portion sizes, equipment, utensils, and how the dish meets USDA meal pattern requirements. Next, I want to make sure this dish stands out on the menu. So with prompt 3, I ask for fun, kid-friendly names and a short description. As you can see, it suggests something like Taco Tuesday chicken wraps and kickin' chicken tacos. Finally, with prompt 4, I generate a step-by-step marketing plan. This includes a timeline to roll out the recipes with student taste tests, staff training, and ways to share it with parents and the school community. To tailor these prompts further, I can ask ChatGPT to focus on vegetarian or high-protein options, or to use frozen or canned ingredients if that's what's in surplus. I can also request sustainability language, like highlighting how using excess ingredients supports our zero waste goals.
Oops. All right. Thanks, Emma. That was really neat. And I loved seeing those recipe instructions just coming out like so easy. Incredible. So our next prompt is about developing monthly school meal themes to market your program. This is exciting because it's so hard sometimes to come up with new ideas that are fresh and exciting, but ChatGPT handles it like a charm.
In this prompt, I'm asking Chat to generate a year of fun seasonal themes for my menus that are easy to plan and inclusive of all students, avoiding promoting religious holidays. Each month comes with simple decoration ideas and budget-friendly contests to get students engaged. The goal is to boost participation and bring the cafeteria to life, one themed lunch menu at a time. And here we go. We've got some really cool ideas. These really get students engaged. And wow, I'm pretty excited. I love the back to school design your dream lunch tray. Wonder what the kids will cook up with that. So some really, really cute ideas here.
And so from that idea, I put that together with I think it was the latest school nutrition magazine. They did an article on superfoods. And when I saw that, my eyes lit up. I love the word superfoods, and parents do too, as well as our board. But we have superfoods all over our menus. And why don't we use what we're already doing? Just add some marketing to it.
Let's take a look at this superfood school lunch prompt. We're making a list of evidence-based superfoods commonly found on school lunch menus. Chad had trouble identifying real superfood ingredients, so the prompt includes only superfoods recognized by Healthline, Harvard Health, or AICR. I also made sure that the word superfood appears in the content of the source. Now it's working beautifully, blasting out answers. I really like these. Berries, carrots. These are things we have on our menus all the time. Awesome. Now let's take it up a notch. I'm asking ChatGPT to generate 4 kid-friendly recipe ideas for each superfood on the list. I wanted to format the response into an editable AI document called Canvas. And here it goes. For strawberries, I liked the idea of a strawberry chicken spinach salad, so I deleted the other entrees. For carrots, I prefer side dishes instead of entrees. I highlight the word carrots and ask ChatGPT to swap the entrees for 4 side dish ideas. And just like that, done. My favorite idea is the carrot ranch munch cups. And since it's April, I'm renaming the recipe to say carrot bunny munch cups. And then let's add a fun twist. I'm going to actually add 4 fun dipping sauces. Now, some of the recipes are great, but I want them to sound more exciting. So I asked ChatGPT to rewrite the descriptions to be fun and kid-friendly. And since I enter that request on the sidebar, it works through my document from the top, editing as it reads. And then for the final prompt, I'm asking it to clean up grammar, spelling, and formatting. I do this step at the end, especially when publishing, because ChatGPT tries to sound human, and humans don't follow grammar. I have now just got everything tightened up, and that concludes superfood entree ideas, because even broccoli deserves a moment in the spotlight.
So my favorite is broccoli. I think that's my favorite superfood out of all of them. It's so powerful. And I just love that it's a regular on our menus as well. So our next training or AI prompt is on sugar regulations. There's been a hyperactive buzz around sugar, as well as a bunch of the artificial colorings and our ultra processed foods. So let's use ChatGPT to tell us or create some training on sugar regulations for our staff. What can it do?
In this powerful prompt, we're creating some training that's action-packed on bringing home USDA's new added sugar regulations. GPT is going to give us activities that make it real. First, we have a label reading activity. Then there's a sugar stack demo where we're using teaspoons of sugar to demonstrate the actual number of grams of sugar that are in items such as juice. Then we've got a build a breakfast and several other ideas. The next part of this prompt is to go ahead and roll with what it's suggesting and create a 1-page printable training handout for staff. This is going to clearly explain the regulations and the impacts they're going to see on our breakfast menus. So ChatGPT has created something that I can copy and paste onto a Word document. Now it's really important, again, to double check everything. Things look really correct, and then every once in a while, they're just off. So there's never an about, as you know, for regulation. And so it's really important to go through and be specific. But here it has created some nice things. It's longer than a page, but that's fine with me because I like slicing and dicing with this stuff. And finally, I have activities. I've got a handout, and I'm going to ask it to create me a 10-question multiple choice quiz to assess understanding, which it will do so, of course. I can ask it to reformat so that the answers are at the bottom. And of course, double check, triple check everything.
I love a good interactive training. That's always a great way to make all those changes and all those regulations stick a little bit better. Now we're shifting gears a little bit to another key topic in staff training and day-to-day service, which is offer versus serve. And I've heard that come up a few times in some meetings about, regulations and audits, so it could be a good resource. This prompt generates a simple, clear explanation of offer versus serve for training and staff communication. It can help reinforce compliance and waste reduction and prepares teams for audits. You can tailor the prompt by asking for real examples, like how to apply offer versus serve for serving veggies, to make the concept more relatable and easier to implement. So sticking with our theme, another area where standardization and clarity matters just as much is in food labeling and dating. This prompt helps to quickly develop a clear SOP for labeling and dating prepared foods, an essential part of food safety and regulatory compliance. It's especially helpful for training new staff in standardizing kitchen practices across multiple sites. You can tailor the prompt by including your kitchen's tools, like digital labelers or color-coded systems, to make it even more actionable for your team. So now moving into a little bit more front-facing communication with families. Let's check out how ChatGPT can help create an engaging, informative letter for parents on the benefits of school meals. This prompt helps simplify the process of creating a parent letter that highlights the benefits of school meals. It supports effective outreach and clear communication, which can lead to greater family engagement and student participation in school meals. You can customize the message by modifying the tone for different parent groups, featuring local foods, or clarifying common misunderstandings about the program.
That was so neat. More on the subject of marketing and communication is, hey, let's market our School Lunch Hero Day. It's almost here.
School Lunch Hero Day is May 2nd, and let's be honest, school nutrition staff are often the unsung heroes of education. I use this prompt to gather ideas for celebrating staff and nudging principals and teachers to join in. Also included is ready to send email templates to help you connect with principals and teachers. If you see any that you like, let ChatGPT do the rest. Some of these ideas are really cute, like fastest tray line, award for best pancake flipper. They're just so fun. You can also, as a second prompt, ask for it to provide 12 months of staff appreciation ideas as a school nutrition director. So it's going to keep you in mind and give you ideas for each month of the year. Why wait for School Lunch Hero Appreciation Day? We can do this all year round.
I love those ideas. It's always a fun way to show appreciation for all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes that everyone is doing. Now let's explore how AI can help us create tools to assess and improve our programs, like student-facing surveys, so you can finally find out what students really think of your meal programs. The goal of this prompt is to create a concise survey that gathers valuable feedback directly from students participating in the school meal program. It simplifies the process for directors and staff to assess what's working well and identify areas for improvement. You can easily adjust the questions to focus on specific menu items, favorite meals, or how students feel about meal presentation and service. Regularly collecting this feedback helps shape a more responsive and engaging student-centered program. Speaking of feedback, before we jump into our last prompt, I just want to let you know that a post-webinar survey is about to be shared in the chat. We would love to hear your thoughts and feedback on today's session, so please fill it out when you get a chance.
Thank you, Emma. So Emma created a bunch of these slides and also the surveys and stuff. This means a whole lot to us to hear from you. And so that's why we wanted to give you time to click on that link and make sure you've got it before the webinar ends. It also will be used to help build this community, a free community for all to share. And so finally, the last prompt, number 25, is collecting ChatGPT prompts. We're giving you a start by providing you a prompt library of 25 prompts, but then it also has bonus prompts. Plus, you can keep on adding your own. All you need to do is duplicate the prompt library that we send you, and then you can edit it as you want. So let's see what ChatGPT says about organization and creation.
This final prompt on writing ChatGPT prompts and organizing them is going to create a clean, searchable document process for you. That way, you're not reinventing the wheel every time you need to plan menus, manage allergens, or write smart emails. It works because you'll have a structure. It'll make your workflow faster, smarter, and sustainable. There's some great ideas in here, and feel free to ask it anything you don't know. So enjoy!
So a little recap to wrap us up today is that I hope that you join me, and I'm going to be presenting at the ANC conference on AI. There's actually a 3-hour pre-con workshop that SNA asked me to create where you take your own computer and we sit down and we work through all these prompts, over 100 I've planned, plus a bunch of Dynamo, different other prompts or chatbots, comparisons of them, and other AI tools that would really superpower your day. And that will be just the beginning, honestly, because I just really want to make sure that everybody in school nutrition gets the benefits of being comfortable with AI, because it sure seems it's here to stay. And then on last California School Nutrition Association, I did about, I think, like 4 different presentations. So if you want to learn more about these AI prompts, special diets, digging in with that, other tech tools and such, then you can go onto my website and download those for free. They're just available, hyperlinked, super easy. And there's also last year's, the year before, CSNA AI handouts and presentation slides, I believe, are all on my website, easy to find. So there's lots of resources, and I'm trying to make sure that I share everything. So that is it for today. I wanted to just give a special thank you to Emma. She's done an incredible job on this. She's been such an amazing, delightful intern to have. And thanks for all of her hard work, and she's created some beautiful things here. So that's it. We made it. We did it. 25 and 25. Have a good day, everyone.